welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the past few weeks and upcoming weeks and months, gaming related. So the past couple of weeks we've seen a few games come out. First of all, we've seen Rocket League launch on the Xbox One, which I've been playing quite a lot of, mainly with friends and also on my own. If you've not played it before, it's been out for about a year on PlayStation 4 and PC. PlayStation players were the lucky ones. It was free when it came out on PlayStation. If you had PS Plus, you could have got that game for nothing. I played quite a bit of it at the beginning, but it was plagued with problems. But what I did play, I enjoyed it. And PC, I've always had to pay for the game, but they can play cross-platform PC and PlayStation 4. So yeah, I highly recommend it as a little cheap arcade game that's very fun and addictive with friends. Also quite addictive on your own as well to some extent. Definitely worth checking out. It's basically football with cars. You can play with up to 4 players on either side, or you can play alone. It's definitely worth trying out, and definitely worth the money in my opinion. Another game I've been playing and I've had a chance to play over the last year is Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Not going to talk a lot about this because it's not everybody's cup of tea. I first got to play it at Eurogamer last year in September, and I had a brief go for 20 minutes on Garden Ops gameplay. I've also took part in the beta, which was about 2 months ago now, and now having played the full game, which you can try on EA Access if you're on Xbox One or Xbox One or PC. PlayStation don't have EA Access. So if you want to play the game, you can do for 10 hours. Just download it on EA Access. You can play for up to 10 hours, and that'll give you probably enough knowledge on whether you want to play it or not. But from the last one, really well improved. Graphic-wise, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. Always helps. It's not the be-all and end-all of games, but it definitely makes this look really graphically improved. There's a lot more maps than the last one. There's more game modes, there's more characters. So definitely worth a look at if you're just into fun casual gameplay. Like I said, it's not for everyone, but that's why EA Access is a good thing. You can go and try it out and you don't have to commit to buying the game. It's basically like playing a long demo. It's basically playing the game for 10 hours. So definitely go and check it out. It's worth downloading just for a go. Another game we saw in the last few weeks is Street Fighter V. This game I was going to purchase on day one, and I chose not to because of quite a lot of criticism about the game. There's a lot missing from the game. Hardcore Street Fighter fans aren't very happy because there's certain characters missing. It's not got a very in-depth story mode, and fighting games have never really had a good story mode, but I've been told it's missing a hell of a lot, and there is an update coming out in the next few months to add everything to the game. So I'm holding off on Street Fighter V. It does look really nice. It does look like it plays well. There's been a few server issues, but that's only available on PC and PlayStation 4 because it's exclusive to PlayStation. So it won't be coming out on Xbox One unless anything different within a timed exclusive comes around. I doubt it will come out on Xbox. Maybe they'll launch an updated version and launch it then. Another game, on everybody's radar, near enough everybody's radar, is The Division, and that launches a week on Tuesday. I've only played about an hour and a half of the beta. Not sure what to think of it. I'm in two minds on the game. A lot of people are comparing it to Destiny, and I don't think they should be really. It's got the same characteristics, but also it's a different type of game entirely. It's third person, not first person. It's a totally different game, so I'm going to reserve my judgment on The Division until I've played it for a good period of time. I do think it's been overhyped. I do think it's going to be slightly overrated. However, I do think it's going to be a solid game, and I think it will be up there with the games of the year. How long it'll keep me going for, I don't know. I'm mainly into my online PvP games, but I do like a bit of co-op. So Tom Clancy games have always had a reputation of being very good. I've enjoyed Rainbow Six. I've enjoyed Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell to some extent. So I'm quite hopeful with it being a Tom Clancy game. It seems like Ubisoft have put a hell of a lot of effort into it, so hopefully the game won't be broken in any way when it comes out. So I'm lucky to have a week off after that, after it launches, to give it a good bash. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. We've also got Hitman coming up very soon. I believe that launches in April/May. Not seen a lot of it, but it's just a standard Hitman game, improved graphics. There has been a beta on PC and PlayStation. Definitely worth checking out in the future, but that's going to be a long way down the line in my list for me. I do enjoy them games. I've played through all the last ones and finished them all. But I'm starting to think now I'm going to pick games up later on that I'm not going to be committed to playing straight away. My problem is I buy a lot of games and I play them for a few hours and never play them again. And I believe that's a waste of money, really. So I'm going to start putting time into games and then picking up games later on. Another game I'm looking forward to, and I will be getting on launch, is Doom. I don't know if anybody is really thinking of getting Doom, but I played in the alpha gameplay and I really enjoyed it. Back in my first online days, I was a very competitive, fast-paced shooter fan, so I was into games like Quake Arena, Unreal Tournament, Time Splitters Future Perfect. Very, very fast-paced shooters, and I was quite good at them. Not bigging myself up, but I was really good at them. And I don't believe we've seen anything on this gen, or even 360, that comes close. We had a brief Unreal Tournament game on the 360, but it didn't really live up to the hype. And Doom, it's got several features that I'm interested in. Like it's got a map maker, it's got 1080p 60 frames per second gameplay has just been confirmed for it. It's got a campaign. If you pre-order now, you get Doom 1 and 2 free with it. Not really a massive bonus. Played them games to death in the past. It's a nice little added bonus as well. I think I actually own them on the arcade on Xbox 360 anyway, so it's not really going to benefit me. We've also got Homefront coming up in May. I played the beta for that. Wasn't very impressed, and I know you can't judge a game off the beta entirely, but after the last Homefront game, which wasn't very good in my opinion, I don't think I'll be picking that game up. Just seemed to me like when you're running around and going from A to B, it felt like you was running through quicksand or you have bricks in your bag. The game felt very sluggish, and yes, they've got like 3 months now to sort it out. Hopefully that game will come good, but who knows? I am a massive fan of the shooter genre, and it is nice like that games like Doom and also Homefront, which I just spoke about, are making new games, because Call of Duty and Battlefield have dominated the market for so long now. We do need to see shooters coming up. Another one I'm looking forward to is Overwatch. If you've not seen this, it's a first-person shooter by Blizzard. Initially, it was only supposed to be coming out on PC, but then they confirmed it for consoles. There has been alpha and beta gameplays of that, and it's due to launch in spring at some point. I don't think there's a confirmed release date yet, but definitely looking forward to that one. Go and check it out on YouTube if you haven't already. It's kind of similar to Team Fortress 2, if you've ever played that. Very sort of cartoony gameplay, but it does look fun to play. Another game I'm looking forward to is H1Z1. If you've never heard of H1Z1, it's been split into 2 games now. Before, it was just initially going to be a survival zombie game, which is similar to DayZ, and it first came out on PC, and then it was supposed to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. It's now going to be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox in the middle of this year at some point, but they decided to split the game up into 2. So you've got one game where you basically got to survive as long as possible. You can do that with your friends and other people online, and then there's another mode called Battle Royale, King of the Hill, where everybody spawns into the map, every man for himself, and it's basically the last man standing. So you parachute into the game. You may have a weapon you start off with, and then you've got to basically find other bits on the map to keep you going, food, bandages, all that kind of stuff. And once you're killed, you're out of the game. It throws you out the server, and the aim is to be the last man standing. So I think games like that on console are going to prove very popular. I don't know if you've heard of Ark Survival Evolved, but that recently made its way onto Xbox as a preview. So basically it is the full game, but preview means you can play it and they'll continuously update it until it's in a stable state. That has done really, really well, not only on PC but on console. It's making its mark. They're continuously added servers because it's so popular, and Ark's also done brilliant on PC. I think it's generated millions of pounds of revenue. So games like this are starting to come on console now, and I think that's brilliant. I don't know if you've heard, but there's strong rumours of Xbox making an announcement soon, and that announcement is reported to be Steam linking up with Xbox. How that's going to work, I don't know. There's no details. It's not even been confirmed. But my thinking of it is they're going to integrate Steam into Xbox in a way that if you've got a gaming PC, you'll be able to stream your games from your PC to your Xbox One. How that's going to work, I don't know, because obviously games on PC, they have certain graphical requirements. So whether the Xbox is going to be able to handle some games, who knows? But it is a terrific idea, and that could change the face of gaming and put the Xbox right up there in terms of sales, because PC gamers may consider getting an Xbox One just for Xbox One exclusives. That way, if they're in another room in the house, they can play their PC games downstairs, whatever. It may put them up ahead of PlayStation, but in my opinion now, I think PlayStation have gone one step further. I think they're outselling the Xbox by 2 to 1, something stupid like that. It's going to be very hard for the Xbox to catch that up now. And I think the damage of E3 when they announced the digital titles sort of damaged them a little bit. But in my opinion, I'm more of an Xbox gamer. All my friends are on Xbox. That is why I enjoy Xbox. If it was just me playing on my own, maybe I would be a PlayStation 4 player. I do have a PlayStation 4, but I rarely turn it on. Another game I wanted to speak about briefly, I mentioned it briefly, is Battalion 1944. Obviously a World War II shooter that is being backed by a Kickstarter. It's just announced some of the stretch goals, and if you're not familiar what that means, basically Battalion 1944 is a game that is in development, very early development by a studio. Because it's such a small studio, they want money to push that as far as they can go. They pledged £100,000 of their own money. They wanted initially £100,000 of backers' money, which is us. I have backed the game myself. They've currently hit £283,000 as we speak, which is nearly 3 times the amount of money they were asking for. And a few days ago they announced stretch goals, so they hit the initial target, and the stretch goals enable them to make the game even better than they initially set out. So they've got stretch goals all the way up to 1.2 million. They have said if they hit 1.2 million, which I very much doubt, they will make a single player campaign for the game, but I can't see that happening now. I think there's about 3 or 4 days left, and I potentially see them hitting about 350k. That'll put some more missions or different battalions into the game, I don't know. But I'm quite excited for that game. Puts me on to the final topic, which is Battlefield 5, and strong rumours from a German retailer leaked a bit of information earlier apparently, and supposedly going to be World War 1 gameplay, which would really excite me really. Whether that will compete with Battalion or knock Battalion back a little bit, I don't think it will, because that's World War 2. If they bring World War 1 out, it's going to be very interesting, because obviously back in World War 1 weapons were very different to what they are in like modern day or your future gameplay. So, and there was a lot of trench warfare in World War 1, so it'd be interesting to see how they like construct the maps and stuff like that. So I don't know, we'll see what they announce with Battlefield 5. It would be nice to see a World War game again in a Battlefield style, but I'm looking at more Vietnam, Battlefield, jungle warfare. I just want something different, because Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, very good games, but very similar. Battlefield 4 just felt like another upgrade from Battlefield 3. We just need to see something new now. And that's about it from me. There's a few other games that I may mention in another video. I don't want to get this to go on for too long, so yeah, I may talk in depth about a few more of these games as they come along. Maybe do individual videos on each game. These videos that I make are very new to me. Talking to a camera is very, very bizarre because I'm not talking to anyone as such. I'm just talking to a camera. It's very new to me, so it's going to be new to me as I go along. So if you've got any constructive feedback, if it's shit, tell me. If it's good, tell me. If you want to see more of this, that's fine. If it's shit, then I'll stop it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Cheers.